The Dallas Cowboys might see their stats declines in these 7 areas in 2024. The Dallas Cowboys have been consistently winning 12 games per season for the past 3 years. But with several changes to the roster, most of which might not be for the better, they could take a step back in 2024. They're asking several rookies and former backups to rise to the occasion. Perhaps they are proven right, but they could just as easily see regression in these 7 stats. It's fair to say Tony Pollard didn't live up to expectations in 2023. Even so, he was at least a threat whenever the ball was in his hands, and he topped 1,000 yards the past 2 years. Letting him test free agency was the right call, and his contract with the Tennessee Titans might be too steep. Where Dallas messed up was by not replacing him with a true starting caliber back. Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle each have respectable qualities but are better served as number 2 backs. There will be moments when the ground game surprises us, but on the whole, they might go from a middle-of-the-pack rushing offense to one of the worst in the league. Losing Pollard was bad, but the Cowboys could see just as drastic of a drop on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Hankins signed with the Seattle Seahawks, leaving the Cowboys without an experienced run-stuffing nose tackle. They'll be leaning on Mazi Smith, who enters his 2nd season in the league, but he hasn't done much to give confidence. Behind him is journeyman Carl Davis and 2 rookies, Justin Rogers and Denzel Jackson. 16th in the league might not seem great, but it's better than 22nd, which is where they were in 2022. This season might be closer to what we saw that year. In addition to losing Jonathan Hankins, the Cowboys also saw 2 other key members of the defensive line walk in free agency. Dan Quinn left for the Washington Commanders and signed Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler, Jr. Armstrong was 2nd on the team with 7.5 sacks in 2023. Fowler had 4 but put up 10 in 2 seasons, proving to be a weapon as a rotational edge rusher. With them gone, Sam Williams and rookie Marshawn Kneeland will be asked to take their place. Micah Parsons will continue to be their star pass rusher, and DeMarcus Lawrence will continue to be a tank. But if they want to have similar sack numbers in 2024, they need their young players to step up, and there's no guarantee they will. It might sound like blasphemy to say the interception total could decline for the Cowboys. They have Darren Bland, who has 14 picks in 2 years, and Trayvon Diggs is returning after tearing his ACL ahead of Week 3. Perhaps they pick up where they left off, but 2 factors can hurt their chances. One is the potential decline in pass rush after losing Armstrong and Fowler, which means the ball won't be forced out as quickly as it has been. The second is the loss of Dan Quinn. Before he took over as the defensive coordinator in 2021, interceptions weren't the norm for the Cowboys secondary. They struggled in this regard for years and had just 10 in 2020. After Quinn joined, they recorded 26 in his first season, followed by 16, and finally 17. If the Cowboys generate fewer sacks and create less turnovers, it's natural to think they could surrender more yards. Quinn had them 5th in the NFL last year, but his departure, and the defensive losses, won't be the only reason for concern here. Throw in the offense potentially struggling to sustain drives due to a lackluster run game, and the defense can suffer. 2014 is a perfect example. The Cowboys' defense lacked star players, but DeMarco Murray led the NFL in rushing yardage. That kept them fresh and helped them play at a higher level. A reverse effect could happen this year with a questionable running back stable. The Cowboys are going to be putting a lot of pressure on Dak Prescott this season. He's likely to rise to the occasion, which is why passing yardage isn't picked as a potential regression point. But the issues with the ground game and 2 rookies starting on the offensive line might cause the offense as a whole to decline. Dallas was 5th in the NFL in yardage in 2023. Mike McCarthy did a solid job after taking over play calling, and Prescott flourished under him. They should still be in the top 10 thanks to Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson, but nothing will be as easy this year. In addition to seeing their yardage slow down on offense, the Cowboys won't be able to put up points the way they did in 2023. Their receiving core is thinner with the release of Michael Gallup, which was again the right call. The problem is they didn't do much to replace him. The rookie offensive lineman will be another factor. Dallas could be strong inside the 5-yard line thanks to Ezekiel Elliott, but might not get there as often as they did in 2023.